everyone. Today we're going to be working on this doll. This is a Rodger doll, and it's a real ball jointed doll, not like a Blythe. It's actually strung. As you can see, the whole body is strung on elastic, and therefore you have the opening in the head in case you have to restring it or tighten it or whatever. It comes with some eyes and eyelashes and the clay to put the eyes in. You don't glue those in. And then these little things are like to stick behind the eye to help hold it in. We'll see if we need the clay. We may or may not, but basically what we're going to do is work on the face, do a little face up, and put her in an outfit and a wig. And I want to use a wig on this doll because you do have to, maintain access to the head, so you don't want to have the hair glued on. But these are really cute dolls. I like their expression and kind of definitely childlike look. So it'll be fun to do something different. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with the face up, and I am going to be using pastels here and also some watercolor colored pencils. And I did put several coats of Mr. Super Clear Matte on the skin to protect it and also to help provide a little bit of tooth so that the coloring elements stick to it well and look pretty smooth. So we're going to start off by putting a little bit of brown shading around the eyes, and as always I suggest that you really use very little on your brush. You can always go back and go over it, but if you put too much, then you have to clean it all off and start over. So I always wipe it off on the paper towel before I start putting it on the skin, and then I'll just slowly build it up over time. And I just use several different brushes here. I'm using a little bit thinner brush now to do a little shading around the mouth and those creases. She's like sort of got her lips pressed together, so I'm putting a little brown in there in the creases, and then I'm going to use a colored pencil of red to go in the actual lip part just to show that that's, lips. So not a lot really as much to do on this doll as is like a Blythe where I have to carve the face and everything, but I do like to shade it. I like, putting in the ears. Anywhere that it would be deeper in the skin, I like to add some color just to give it more dimension. So in the creases of the ears and, around the nose, around the eyes, around the mouth, all of that. I like to put a little bit of brown just for some shading to give it a little bit more contrast so it looks more realistic, like a real face, because our faces don't look flat, right? They're not all one color. We have lots of different colors. For the eyebrows, I do put down a coat of pastel with a brush, and then I go over that with the watercolor pencils to make strokes that look like hairs. And I usually put a couple of different colors in the eyebrows. So I'm going to give her pretty blushed cheeks and a little bit of blushing on the nose, and I am going to put freckles on her eventually, so stay tuned for that. And a little bit of blushing on the forehead, a little bit on the chin. Those are the places, like if you were in the sun, that would be sort of sticking out so that they would catch sun. And I wanted her to look really rosy cheeked, like a little kid, Have you seen those little kids with the little red cheeks? I love that. Yeah, so just doing some more touch up with the blush, and then now we're going to go in and do a little bit of shading. I put a little bit of a light blue over the eyebrows, over the eyelids, just also to add some color. And now I'm using watercolor pencils, very sharp, to put in those hair strokes. I like to do it over the pastels. I just think it looks better. Also defines it a little bit better. Kind of gives you a guide to go by too, so you know what you're doing. But eyebrows add a lot to the expression. So this is going to be sort of an arched look that is sort of a innocent surprise look. I'm going to blush the body also, a little bit on the chest chest, the tummy, around the navel, the knees, the elbows, the shoulders, the hips, the cheeks of her butt, and the crack of her butt. Also a little bit on the hands. And this just gives it more, like I said, a little bit more of a realistic appearance, like a little child. So it's not just flat skin. But you do want to put the Mr. Super Clear over the body as well as the face when you do this. That way it just protects it and keeps it in place and won't rub off. So I do want to just add a few more touches to the face, just a little bit more shading. I like to put a little bit of blue on the inner corners of the eyes because most of us do have that sort of shading, but very subtle here. You don't want to go too dark. It would look really weird. And also taking the pencil and rub it around the inside of the eye area to give that a little definition. When we put the eyeballs in, then they'll stand out more. Putting in a second color of brown into the eyebrows for a little added dimension. A little bit of brown in the nostrils. And then I am going to add some light blue over the eyelids because they just didn't seem like it was showing up. These are final touches here. Like I said, not a lot to do with this face up, but I do like to add a few little added touches just to make it look like a real face. All right, so we're getting to the end here, and then we're going to have fun dressing her up, but she's getting pretty much there, and you can use Q-tips to smooth out areas, that sort of thing. And then I'm going to just add some water to the end of a colored pencil and then dip a very small paintbrush in to do the freckles. And you can blot those to remove them if you didn't like how they looked, and also just to if you get them too dark or too big, you can blot it with a paper towel and it makes it a little bit more subtle looking. But I like to have them not be too dark, so you can use the edge of a paper towel just to sort of soak up some of the extra. But I just usually use the end of a colored pencil and put it in some water, a little bit of drop of water to dissolve it, and then use that for the freckles because it's a softer color. So I have gone ahead and coated her with about 3 coats of Mr. Super Clear to seal in all the colors. And now we're ready to put the eyes in. Now they come with this thing which is supposed to hold the eyes in. There's a little slot in the back, but it's not going to work with these eyes because they have a little protruding knob on the end. So if you had just perfectly flat eyes, you could use that to hold them in, but we're just going to use some of this clay to hold the eyes in, which is what a lot of ball jointed dolls use anyway. I'll include those holders with the doll when I sell it, but just in case somebody wants to change the eyes. But this makes it easier to change the position of the eyes, change the color of the eyes. So you just use this clay, make a nice round donut shape, and then just stick it around the eyes and press it into the skin in the back of the head to hold it. Position the eyes however you would like, and then try your best to get the other eye to match it, which is not always easy, but those little handles on the back help because you can kind of use your forefinger to move it around even after you put the clay in there. But people do like to change these out, so you want to have access to the back of the head to change eyes, change color eyes, all that sort of thing. So I do want to have her kind of look into the side because I think that's kind of cute. And I like the blue eyes. This particular doll came with some really weird light purple eyes, which I really didn't like. I thought they looked ghostly and haunted. So I think these go better with the outfit that I chose for her. So I'm just pressing down the edges now of that clay to make sure it's holding really well, and making sure that I get the eyes in the right position. And I got pretty lucky on this one. Seemed like my first try, I got both eyes looking pretty much the same way. So yeah, but it's fun to change them around. So these dolls are fun. You can open them up and change them around. You can also change their hair, give them different wigs, things like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the head back on. It's got a little magnet that holds it together. And then we're going to do a little outfit. So for this doll, I've chosen cute little kid-looking overalls. So underneath is going to go this white t-shirt. Both of these outfits are Blythe outfits, but I will say that not every Blythe outfit will fit this doll because it's chubbier. So if you have a doll like this and you want to buy them outfits, some Blythe outfits will work as long as they have some room. Like this one did. There's they're very loose fitting sort of overalls, really cute. They have little bells on the side. And I'm gonna use these little darling rabbit ear shoes. Again, these are Blythe shoes, but not all Blythe shoes will fit this doll because their feet is a little bit bigger, I would say, than Blythe. But these were wide enough that they actually fit, and I really like them because she's actually able to stand up without a stand with those shoes. So that's kind of it. That's our girl. Now we just got to put her wig on her, and you'll see how adorably cute she is. This wig has a little top knot pulled up and curls on the side. Really nice little girl looking wig, appropriate for this doll. And I'm going to put the wig on her, let you see the finished product, and then I'm going to do some posing shots with my camera, and we'll end with letting you see her in some different poses. But I think she turned out really, really adorable. She will be for sale in my Etsy shop, and I'll put a link in the description box in case anybody's interested. But just remember that these dolls are real ball jointed dolls and fairly expensive. So anyway, here's some still shots of our little girl, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be working on a different doll in the next video, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and bye.